Okay, we're back working on this John Deere 410 loaded backhoe again, and trying to get this engine reassembled before the weather starts getting really windy and rain starts moving in for about the next 8 days. So this is my last day working on it, and I'm going to try to get it assembled the rest of the way and get a coat of paint put on it, and then it's going to set for 8 days, and then I'm hoping to get it put into the backhoe. So we have a lot going on here today. I already got the front plate put on here over the timing gears, and I actually started filming this, hit record on the camera, and once I started getting silicone put out on the gasket, the camera ran out of batteries. It showed I had a 50% battery, and it went dead. So being I had my silicone starting to be laid out, I just finished putting this on and did not bother stopping to go get another battery, because that stuff I use sets up in like 5 or so minutes, so I had to work quick and get it all put on. So sorry for not filming that, but it's not that difficult of a job. It's just pretty straightforward putting this plate on. So next I'm probably going to go ahead and get the head set on. You probably caught my last video of going and get the head from the shop. They completely redid it, they resurfaced it, reground the valves, and all new seals and keepers and all that stuff. So it's all ready to go, and so I'm going to go ahead and get the head set on here and get all that done. I need to put my water pump here in the front, and then I need to take the engine off of the stand, and I need to put the bell housing plate on the back of the engine. And I need to get that plate put on before I can put the oil pan on it, because the oil pan overlaps that back plate. So I'm hoping once the back plate's on, I can put it back on my engine stand, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to really hope to get it back on the stand, but we'll see on what happens. If you haven't seen any of my other videos on this engine rebuild that we called up here at the top corner of the screen, be sure to click it and check out. It's a playlist of all the videos involving rebuilding this engine. And also check out my other videos. I have a lot of other stuff on there that you might find interesting. And real quick before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe, because I have a lot more videos coming out, and we're so close to 1,000 subscribers. So be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified when I post new videos. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. I always like hearing what you guys have to say. And I guess we'll go ahead and get started, get this headset down, and see what we can get done today. According to my book, these bolts torque down to 95 pounds, and the sequence I have you do it in is this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You just go back and forth, starting from the center, going out both sides. So I'm going to start tightening these down, and then the head should be good to go. Okay, there's one. Okay, so we got the head put in. It's torqued down to what it should be. I just set the valve cover on top here and bolted it down. I haven't put the rockers or push rods or anything like that in. I just put this cover on just to keep it clean. So I didn't get quite as far today as what I was hoping, because I had remembered that I have to take out the tachometer drive shaft. The book calls it a drive shaft. It's a little pin that goes in the camshaft, and it's what the cable of the tachometer goes into, so it gives you RPMs. And I had to take the one out of the old camshaft to put it in the new one, just to find out the one on the old one is a press-in type, and the one on the new one screws into the camshaft. So I thought I was going to have to order one, so I started doing some price checking, trying to find out the cheapest one I can find, around $75 to $80, and then range from there up to $100 to $125. And I'm not spending that kind of money on a small little pin that runs your tachometer. So I'm going to take the old tachometer shaft I have, and I'm going to modify it and make it work on this engine. I'll do some cutting on it, and I'll weld up a bolt to it. I'll probably get started on that. It'll probably be a couple days, because all the stores are closed because it's the weekend, and I can't really assemble a whole lot further without that pin in place, because I have to put the back plate onto the engine next, and then when that's on, I can put the oil pan on it, and I have to put that pin in first before anything else can go in. So it's kind of holding things up, but I'm hoping to go ahead and get this cleaned up the rest of the way. I've been doing a ton of cleaning on this engine, getting all the old grease scraped off and getting it completely washed down. And I'm hoping to get it painted. Even without that back plate on, I can still get most of it painted. Because as I stated earlier, the weather is supposed to be pretty lousy for the next 8 days. Just nothing but high wind and chances of rain. So I'm probably not going to get much done at that time. So for right now, I guess I'll go ahead, continue cleaning everything that's on here, and I'll try to get it painted here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put in the front crank seal here, and you were supposed to have a tool to put this in, but I do not have a tool. And normally what I just use is the old seal that I took out, and I just set it up against here and just use it to press the new seal in. I never really had much issues with this. Everyone always said you have to get the tool, but this does work well. I never had one leak on me yet, so. Okay, I went ahead and put some tape on the gasket for the water pump that goes on right here. I haven't put the water pump on yet because, to be honest, I'm not sure how much more weight my engine stand can hold, and that water pump's a good 30 or so pounds. and it's going to be hanging off the front side of the engine here, so I don't want to push my luck with my engine stand. And so I went ahead, took the gasket, just put the blue masking tape on it, put a little bit of silicone on the back side of it, and then put a couple bolts in just to hold it on tight while the silicone's set up, and I pulled the bolts back out. So it's on here pretty good, and so I'll go ahead and get it painted. When I'm done, I peel it off and peel tape off my gasket. I also went ahead and I put tape on the injection pump, and it looks kind of odd, but I mean, I didn't want to paint over it. First off, it is a little oily, even though I did clean it, so I don't know how the paint would stick. And also, it's the original aluminum, and I know some people do paint over them, but I kind of hate to. And also, it has timing marks right along in here, and I don't want to paint over those. For if we ever needed those in the future, you just have to get all the paint chipped off of them. I did a bunch of cleaning here behind the injection pump because a bunch of grease and gunk all built up in it. It took a long time to get all that cleaned out. The whole engine block should be cleaned and should be ready to paint. So I still need to go around the other side of the engine, and I need to masking tape over the serial number plate, and then after that serial number plate is covered, then I should be able to get the engine painted, and I'll be on my way getting closer to finished. So I'm going to go ahead and get that taped up, and we'll start painting. Okay, before I get started painting here, I wanted to go ahead and mention that I am not a painter. I have painted quite a bit of stuff. I painted combines, tractors, lawnmowers, and I've rebuilt and repainted a finish mower and all these different things, but I will say that I am not a painter. I'm not saying I'm good at painting, and I'm hoping to get a little bit better at painting because I want to tackle painting my Mazda B2200 Kia engine swap, and I'm hoping to get it painted here maybe this spring. So I'm going to try working on my painting, get a little better at it. But just a little bit of a disclaimer that I have no clue really what I'm doing, and I basically just spray paint on stuff just so it makes it last longer and it doesn't rust, and hopefully makes it look a little bit nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on, get this primer laid on, and see if we can get it finished up here. got the engine completely finished up last night. This is the next day. The wind is blowing insanely hard. It's like over 35 with wind gusts like up to 50. And I want to go ahead, since the paint's dry enough, it's still lightly soft, but I can at least work with it. And I'm going to go ahead and start taking off all of the tape that I put on this engine. And go ahead and get it all ready to put the injectors in. And I need to take the valve cover off and put the rockers and push rods in. So I'm going to go ahead and just get the tape pulled off of this, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so I got all the tape peeled off the engine. Engine's really looking nice. And that's probably going to do it here for this video. And next I'm probably going to go ahead and put in the injectors and pull off the valve cover, put the rockers on, and then they go ahead and get the valves adjusted where they need to be. And as I said earlier, I've not put the water pump on yet because all the stand can do to hold this engine up, and I don't want to push my luck by putting another 25 pounds onto the front of the engine. So I'll get that put on probably once the engine is on the backhoe. So there's not really a whole lot left to do here with this engine. Once I get it off the stand, I can put the back plate on it and then the flywheel and clutch. And then hopefully next I'll be getting it put into the backhoe. Our weather's supposed to be lousy here for the next week. And as I said just a bit ago, the wind today's awful. And it's supposed to be windy again tomorrow, but after that's rain. So I don't know how long it's going to be until I can actually get this engine put into the backhoe after the mud dries and all that stuff. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any videos coming up. Hit that notification bell so you're notified. Always give a video a like if you like it, and leave comments down below. I appreciate you guys watching.